Hello Chinese viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. In this episode, I am going to discuss a difference between the INTJ and ENTJ in terms of how they flirt. So a lot of factors such as age, experience, and maturity may affect how an individual flirts. So in this case, we're going to talk about only the generic INTJ and the ENTJ and how they flirt. The INTJ is very straightforward. In order for them to even want to flirt with you, you have to pass a test. So how do they determine if you are worth flirting? It's very simple. If they are ever interested in you and may consider wanting to approach you so that they can flirt with you, they will do research on you. So if they know your full name or they know your name, they'll try to research on you using social media. Then they will determine whether they can visualize or feel as if they can be with you for a long period of time. Let's say they can envision how it's like to be with you 30 years down the line. If they can still find that it is possible between you and them, then they may start to approach you for a talk. So the INTJ may strike a conversation with you, but it's not a typical conversation. It's on a very remote topic of their own interest. Something like particle theory, microfluidics, or how the universe started. So a lot of people will not have the intellectual capacity to even discuss topics like this. So generally, people will want to shift out of this topic. So the entire conversation can be very awkward, but the INTJ may not realize this. So if you do like this INTJ a lot, the only thing that you should do is just to acknowledge and say, yes, oh, that's nice, okay. If you try to shift the topic away, you might be greeted by some form of a sarcasm from the INTJ. But this is not really a pleasant sarcasm. It's a sarcasm because they found something funny that you have tried to switch over to another topic. Most of the time, this flirting does not end well, and the INTJ concludes that this flirting is unsuccessful. So a lot of people that I know of, they have undergone this kind of INTJ flirting experience, tell me that they try to find an excuse to exit the conversation. From the INTJ's point of view, they are totally clueless that the topic that they have initiated is something that many people do not want to talk about. So you may not consider this as a type of flirting, but this is usually how an INTJ does try to get to know more about a potential romantic partner that they may have any remote interest in. But generally, INTJs do not flirt. They may just wait for the romantic interest to approach instead. So how do ENTJs flirt? Now, there are a lot of different variations. In my personal experience, I have tried to initiate conversations. If I am interested in a person, I will approach the person. Start off with some random pep talk perhaps, and then see what happens. Generally, it doesn't really matter whether she moves away from the conversation, like okay, I got to go somewhere else. But I think the purpose of the encounter is to establish whether the person might be interested. If there is an exchange of numbers, all the more better. But if there isn't, I think the ENTJ is not really caught up with it or hard up about it. In a way, you can call this like touch water to see the temperature of the water. The ENTJ is not really interested in the chase. The ENTJ really values efficiency and will not go on a prolonged flirting phase, because this is a real waste of time. So we may ask you very directly what we intend to ask from you. It could be, do you want to date? Or do you want to have sex? Or it could be a very simple, shall we go out for a dinner together? So in this case, there's no agenda. We see where this leads us to. So as you can see, the ENTJ is going to be very much more direct. They will strike a conversation with you, but this is not a topic that is remote unless they want to impress you with something that they think that you know a lot in. Talking about impressing the person that we like, it is very possible that we may flaunt something like our talent or our wealth. Actually, it is possible for the ENTJ to flaunt his or her intelligence. So if they know something about outer space, or if they know something about afterlife, that many people may not be aware of. They may tell you about it, but they do not start a conversation with that unless they know that you are interested in it. So it could be like a passing remark, oh, like this. The ENTJ, if they really like you, they put in a lot of effort in the conversation. They may use a lot of analogies, and usually people could be very impressed by analogies. In any case, if you are interested in the INTJ or the ENTJ, then reciprocate. Because with this reciprocation, the INTJ or the ENTJ will know that you in turn have a mutual interest in them and they can continue doing more. So it's just that the ENTJ will be much faster in finishing the chase and sealing the deal. Okay, I hope that this episode has given you some insight into how the INTJ and the ENTJ flirt and the differences between them. If you have enjoyed our content, do give us a like. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more INTJ, ENTJ and MBTI. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in our next episode. Bye bye.